All right, this is the front end of the blog. If you look at the top of the menu, what I did was have a link to each one of our landing pages for the workshops. So, to give you an example, this is a landing page to join the membership site, which is not a workshop. So, bad example. Here's one for the small business, right? The objective, if you notice, this page has no links on the top to go anywhere else on the site. So you pretty much want them to take one action, which is to register, right? So that's why they call it a landing page. Someone's going to land there, and you want them to do one thing and one thing only, which is to give you their name and their email address so that you can build your list. All right. And this is the one for the workshop. So, given that you guys are going to start to help to put together the workshop, you need to know how to build a landing page, right? You'll need to log into the back end of the website. So what you do is type in realsmart.pro / WP admin. Okay. The password, I'll give you the password, and you log in. Once you log in, you'll see that there's some options here, right? What you want to focus on is pages, right? You want to focus on pages and you want to focus on optimized press, all right? Optimized press is basically what I use as the landing page builder. But to make life easy for you, all you got to do really is go to pages, all right? And you'll see a list of all the pages, including the landing pages that I showed you. And there's an option here to duplicate each page. So, which page should we use as a starting point for the recruiting workshop? We could use this one. We can use this one. Let me go back. Open it up in a new tab. Um, why is it not opening? There we go. All right. Yeah. I mean, this one is clean. We could start with this. I think the other one probably has the home buyer workshop one has a lot of stuff on there. I mean, we could use this one too. All right. So once you select which page you want to copy, now once you're in the system, you can play around with it and click on. So this is a duplicate I made for the workshop. Let's look at a different one. If you want to look at the page, what I typically do is just open it in a new tab.
%80 of all new businesses.
All right, so that's the one we did for an old one that we did. So you can see all the templates are pretty much the same, right? So let's just duplicate this one. So I'm gonna go clone page, and it cloned it, right? So I'm gonna change the title and call it the recruiting workshop. Update it, save the name, and my link. See the link? It says Small Biz Workshop 2-2. I could change the name of the link to be recruiting, because that's the link you're gonna share on Facebook. You could change it to whatever you want and launch my editor. Now to give me all this content, and now you just put your copy in. So you've got the flyer, right, Adrian? You have a hard copy of it, or you got it digitally? All right, I could open it up and take a look at it since we already got copy to start from. I got it. I could find it. I'm just gonna go to my Gmail real quick. All right. So we've got part-time career workshop. No catch gimmicks, no entry fees, no pyramid business models. All right. So we want to call that as a title, Adrian. Landing page. All right. So once this opens up, there's always a lot of um, little things you get used to. The first thing is all of the sections are broken down into little snippets. So you notice when I hover over something, it's almost like a overlay that pops up. All right. And it's going to take you probably a couple tries to get used to the intuition of it, how it's organized. But once you hover over the right side to edit that section, you just click on the little pencil, and you'll see um, the box opens up with the language that's on the landing page. All right, so what I'm going to do is delete that and replace it with some new language. So I'm going to say join looking for a profitable career. Join the Real Smart, or attend, right? Attend the Real Smart Career Workshop. Sounds good. You guys could give me feedback as I'm typing this too, because I'm doing it off the top of my head. And it's June 26th, right? And I'm going to make it white. Alright. Now this is my little timer, countdown timer. And it's going to be 26. Got a whole year. Alright, sometimes you got to save it to clear the memory out. So save, continue.
%80 of all new businesses fail in the first 3 years, another 50% by year 5. The mistake most small businesses make competing with larger or more well-established businesses is, as the owner, you often attempt to do everything yourself.
Okay, so
Why? Usually in the beginning there isn't revenue to justify hiring staff. Many small business owners find themselves frustrated as they push for their dream, but 80% of all new businesses fail in the first 3 years, another 50% by year 5. The mistake most small businesses make competing with larger or more well-established businesses is, as the owner, you often attempt to do everything yourself. Why? Usually in the beginning there isn't revenue to justify hiring staff. Many small business owners find themselves frustrated as they push for their dream, but remind themselves that they cannot hire help until they get the business profitable.
I had to delete that video because it kept playing for some reason. I don't know. It shouldn't have because I wasn't on that page. Are you? Are you? It shouldn't. Why is my data's all jacked up? I had the right data in there the first time. Something's not right. Let me pause this. When's the 26th? It's Thursday. And what time is it? I've got the flyer right in front of me. I should be able to tell. 5:30, 7:30. Pretty straightforward, right? To what? To attend the Real Smart Career Workshop to what? Try that. All right. Do we have a? We don't have a career video, do we? All right. So we'll find an image. What image we've been using? Let me look at the flyer. All right. So let's find the image. What I usually do is go to Google and jack me image. Diverse image would be good. Let's see. This one. You did? Let's jack that one. Now, if you need images, I always save. Um, I've got like a whole library of images that I just kind of dump into Google Drive, and this is all accessible to you guys because it's on our J&A account. All right. So what I'm gonna do? That's decent. You think? Young. Yeah. Well, somebody got me in charge. All right. So what I'm gonna do here in this section is delete the video because I don't have a video, and I'm gonna add an element. I'm gonna add a picture. I'll scroll down to image. So these are all little snippets that you could add in um, to the different sections. So I'll select this one, select the file, go to my drive, images, um, select this one. Link none, because sometimes you can put a link in here if they click on the image. And you ever click on the image in on a website and then it goes to another page to the image where it is take that off. But you could also put a link in here if you wanted to go somewhere else. Insert, should be good to go. Now I could move this around. I want this on top. And then I'm going to change this language to say something like, what should I say there? Join an elite group of, nah, we're not saying join. Learn how to learn how to what?
This thing is so early in terms of successes within your reach.
Success is right around the corner. I'm gonna delete all this stuff. Make it sweet and simple. Let's see if I move you over here. What that look like? Nope. Don't want you down there. Right there. And delete. I need all this. Alright, so presenters include realtors, insurance agents, paralegals, who else are we recruiting? Real estate, insurance, and paralegal, right?
You doing property managers too?
No. Real estate. Real estate, insurance, attorneys, and paralegal professionals. That looks good. You could leave that. Okay, who are our sponsors? Wind Creek is not a sponsor. Alright, so no, yes. Marketing Genie, no. Yes, no. So let's take you off. I'm gonna leave Quay on there. Let's be us and Quay. Actually, what I'm gonna do is have a two column. No. Alright, yeah, I could do that. Now here you could add another column, and these are all the different layouts for that section. So you can have a section that has one big body, two columns, etc. Or you can have complex layouts. You can even have real complex layouts that have pre-designated area for video and banners and all that other stuff, but we're going to keep it simple. Let's add a two column. Okay, so you got two columns here. So since we only got two sponsors, I'm just going to move J and A here. Move. There you go. And then the J and A section, I'll move that up right there. I gotta change the language, of course. No, that's the wrong one. That's this one. Um, you think Quay's gonna want Marketing Genie or CBC to be a sponsor? So I gotta get a CBC logo. Okay. You can see, as you can see, sometimes it could be stubborn about listening. There you go. I'm not even gonna put no language in here. Just leave that. I'm gonna put Gopher up there as a sponsor too. And then I could insert another image. So let's add element, image. And I think I already have a CBC picture in here, or I should, from one. Yeah, pretty easy, right? And there's also video tutorials too that you could use. Alright, I don't have Quay's thingamahooch, so I will just drop it in here. So if you can't find an image that's already in WordPress, because I was looking in the back end under all of our image under WordPress, I could just go through and find a CBC image and stick it in there. Here we go. CBC. So what I could do is just grab that and just drag it over there to WordPress, and it'll take it. See? Remove my link and insert it. And I'm good to go. Um, let's see. Alright, I'm going to remove Gopher as a sponsor because he's just getting in the way. Alright. Now this section I'm just going to delete because I removed all the stuff from there. There's nothing there. because I replaced that 4 column with a 2 column, right? All right, so I'm just going to change this, make it black. I'm just going to put free registration. Bring your resume, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, if you notice, sometimes I click on that, it'll just spool. Sometimes the memory gets filled up. You just gotta play with it. So I'll save and close and reopen it. See if that helps. Okay. Recruiters on site. Real estate. Insurance. And law firms. And law jobs available. All right, so what else should I say down here? Everyone gets an interview. I'm just going to delete that. And delete this section too. Anything else we should put on here? All right, I'm going to save, continue. Let's look at the page. See what it looks like. And that's our page. Uh, I'll add it up there. And I've got to create the opt-in form for that.
So you can make a separate folder for creating opt-in forms and adding tabs as you're doing, right?
I'm going to just do it here. That looks good? Decent?
I think so.
All right, so okay, that. All right, so the only thing that we need to do now, well, we do a couple of things. Um, let's go back. I'm gonna copy this. That's our page. I'm gonna open up another browser with the back end open, and I'm gonna put the page in the front page as a link. So let's go to Appearance and Menus. Now, right now, you can see these are the pages I have on the front, right? The links. So I'm going to select the page that is created, which is Recruiting Workshop. I'm going to add it to the menu. It's right there. I'm going to move it up right there. Save. Now, when I go to the front page, I should see that link. If I refresh it, it should pop up. There you go. Right here. Right? I'm going to click on that. Boom, right there. Now, I've got to open up my Infusionsoft. Alright, so I'll open up another window, show you how we do the opt-in forms. Alright, when you go to Infusionsoft, I'll give you the login. And Infusionsoft is like the CRM. It connects the websites to our database for marketing. You can see that you can track all of your opt-in forms. These are people that are coming in for different um, from different sources and registering for different events, right? And you can see their information. So you really want to create pretty much on all your opt-in forms at a minimum the name and email. All right, and how we do that, we just go to Campaign Builder. All right, and these are all the forms or campaigns that we're running. So you can see here, let's see, the Real Smart Small Biz Financing Workshop is one that we did, right? So I'm just going to use that as an example. So you can see how the campaign is set up. It's pretty straightforward. I had people coming from the website, and it was a shopping cart because we were charging them, and people were opting in. We actually had two of these forms. This was the paid one, and the other one was free. So I'm going to copy one of these forms, and I'm going to use a free one. So no, I don't want that one. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create one. Well, no, I think it's probably easier just to copy one, and then we'll go over to how to create one from scratch. I'm trying to find one that's fairly simple and relative that is a real smart one. Let's just do this one. All right. So what I'm going to do is make a copy. So I just came up to the drop down, clicked on make a copy, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to name it um, Real Smart Recruiting Workshop. Click Save. All right. Now I got to make some changes to this because everything is basically set up for that old campaign, right? So I need to make some changes. So this is going to be our opt-in form. So I'm going to double click on that, and the opt-in form obviously it's not going to look like this. We're just going to leave that alone because our template has its own style. But you can see here it asks for first name and email is mandatory because it's starred. Thank you page says where you want them to go after they register. So they're going to go to this link, realsmart.pro/registered after they opt in. So let's take a look at that page. All right. So when they opt in, this is the page they're going to land on. You are registered. We saved your seat, and then we have a little thing here that we were running to help Antoinette get contributions to her raising money for breast cancer. All right. So that's where they're going to go. And this is going to tell me every time someone opts in, I'll get an email, right? And it'll send it to me, send it to Adrian. Um, and this is what the subject is going to be. Notification, Real Smart Small Biz Financing Registrant. So we'll just say Real Smart. We could just change this and say someone registered for the recruiting workshop. All right. Now this is a code. If you're going to paste it into the normal websites, you would get this code and probably just paste it into the page itself. But ours is already set up to connect to Infusionsoft automatically, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, so all we got to do now is put this as ready. Go back to our campaign. Now, this is going to be a new list. We need to change this name, right? Because when they opt in here, the way we pull up everyone that opt in is we search for the name of the opt-in. All right. So if we name it, remember this is a duplicate, right? So if we leave it as is, it's going to go on that old small business list. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is go Real Smart Recruiting Signups. All right. Recruiting Workshop signups. Right. So when you opt in now, we have a separate list just for this opt in, and then when they opt in, we're going to send them an email. And so we double click on this, and it's going to show us what the confirmation email looks like. All right. We're going to tag them in our system. Now you might not understand some of this stuff, but that's okay.
No, I get
You
the
get
gist
the
of
you
it.
get the gist of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like for different.
Okay. So this is a tag that we're gonna put on their contact
Okay,
that says they registered for a workshop.
okay,
So we can just go in the system and pull everyone with this tag, and we'll see everyone that ever went to
okay.
a workshop. Okay. You can also add different tags too. And what we'll do is probably create a new tag just for um, the recruiting workshop. But let's just save that for now. We'll come back and create a tab and then do it. All right. So that's the confirmation email they're going to get. All right. It's going to say thanks for attending the workshop. We've got you registered and you're good to go. See you at 5:30 p.m. Right? Sharp. The address, phone number. I'm gonna take this off. Don't forget to bring your resume. What I want to do is say share the event with your friends and family. I'm gonna put the link. We called it realsmart.pro recruiting, right?
Yep.
All right. All right. So we should be good. And we'll save it from draft to ready. Go back to our campaign. We should be good to go. Now we're gonna publish it. Once I hit publish, it's gonna publish the changes that I did, right? Now you notice there's no follow-up campaign over here. So if I go back,
Okay,
something's not live. See, it's still in draft. So when I go ready, I put it live, and I think this should be live too. Let's go back, publish. I'll publish my email because what happens is they register, and then they get a confirmation email that says, "Hey, click on this link to make sure your email is good."
okay,
And then once they click on that link, it'll send another email with the thank you that we just did.
okay.
Now we should see traffic is coming from the website. They'll sign up, and then it'll keep track of all the registrants here. It'll show you how many people opted in and how many people confirmed. All right, so now that that's done, we got our form ready. You want to go back to our form. That's probably the most techie part you'll have to do. Um, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to save and close, and then I'm going to refresh my browser. And it should, after a while, pull the form that we just created. And I'll be able to see it in the drop down menu. So I'll go to my little edit icon, and you can see here it is automatically connected to Infusionsoft, right?
Okay.
And right here is the name of the list. Remember that name we changed? We want Real Smart Recruiting Workshop signups, and that's the list we want. And everything else is good. Now when they opt in, it'll do what we told it to do in Infusionsoft. So let's test it out. Um, Save and continue. All right, it's saved. All right, that's our landing page, right? Let's refresh it so it has all the updated data that we just put in the form, because this is the old form, right? All right, let me close this because it's just spinning around. So let's look at this way. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna put my name in. Put Rich. Email address is gonna be esqcash@gmail. Put a fake number in and hit go. Save my seat. All right, so it took me to the thank you page, right? And if I check my Gmail account, let's check my Gmail account real quick. Should tell me that someone just signed up. See, someone registered. You just got an email, right? Someone registered for the workshop, got my information in there, you got a lead. Okay. Now, if you notice, another thing you could do is, it's already in Infusionsoft, but if you don't Infusionsoft, you just click on Podio right here, create a task in Podio, say, hey, call this dude later or something, and or assign it to someone or whatever. So that's pretty much it. Now, if I go to let's test to see what kind of email I get. If I go to add account and click on my ESQ cache, it's not going to let me do it. No, it's not going to let me do it. Let's see if I could do it from another browser. All right. If I refresh this, it should show me as opting in, right? Because this number of 0 should turn to a 1. So let's see what happens there. All right, see 1. So I didn't confirm. If I confirm and click on the link that is sent to my other email, it should go to 1. So let's go to Gmail. Go to my little dummy account. Here we go. Sign in. Skip. Alright, let's see. Maybe it's in my spam. Nope. Promotions. Maybe I typed the email in wrong. Let's see. If I go to my dashboard, it should show that I opted in. So it's not showing me as an opt-in for some reason. Probably because that email address is already in the system. So let's look at contacts. Starts with ESQ cache. So I search by email. Let's see what happens. Alright. Now if I look at my email history, it should show me registering for that workshop, right? And it should have given me another tag. But for some reason it did not do it. Follow-up sequence. Emails. Alright, so alright. Alright, so this is Real Smart Recruiting Workshop signups. See where I opted in? Remember I told you about the tag?
Yeah.
It said tag already applied. So it's like this dude already applied for the old tag, which was Real Smart Workshop registrants. So it's not going to tell me I got a new lead because I'm not new.
Okay.
Right? It'll show me in the front end, but it's not going to make a big deal out of it because I was like, so if the same person goes 3 or 4 times and opts in, it's only going to count once.
Okay.
All right. But I'll still get an email telling me, right, that someone registered. It'll still registered in the system, but it's not going to send that person a new email
Okay.
saying that you registered because you already got it. So let's do something different. Let's go back to our campaign and change that tag, right? So we'll do edit campaign and we want to change the tag and the tag should be over here, right? We're going to apply a tag. But before we apply a tag, we got to create a tag. So go back over here. Now you won't have to worry about doing all this, but
It's still good to know
it's
though.
good to know. Yeah. Where are my tags? Um, let's see something. I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna remove that tag, right? And I want to select a tag, create a new tag. So it's not gonna give me the opportunity to create a new tag, but real smart recruiting. Here we go. Recruiting workshop. So I'll create a new tag, right? And hit save. Now I'll go to ready, publish the change, and it'll tell me that I changed the tag. Publish it, should be good to go. Now let's go back and do it again, and should send me an email next time because that contact doesn't have that tag. All right, so let's go back and do it again. And I'm going to create, get my seat. All right. You see, it just sent Adrian an email. So if I go to Fusionsoft, I should see a couple things. It should tell me that another person registered, or maybe not. Let's go to my email. See if I got an email this time. See, we always want to try to confirm that the email goes to the person that registered. So I may need to clear the cookie and do it again. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is close that page, open it again, and I'm going to register. What's your email address, Mike? Micheal. M I. I mean again. Mm-hmm.
Minor,
410. All right. All right. So do two things. We'll go back to the dashboard. Should tell me so you didn't get an email yet.
no, I didn't get one yet. Let me try to refresh one more time.
Sometimes there's a delay. Let's see if it registered here. It showed up here. Well, let me go to my other account here. Close that. Refresh this and see if it tells me that you registered. All right, so here, yeah, the emails are probably um, gonna be sent, but they're kind of queued. But here, you can see that I registered the first time, and then there's you, and then under here, I probably have two. It's two for me, right? Yeah, I registered twice at ESQ Cash, and then once here. So it's taking it. The new registration, it's just taking its time to send out the confirmation email.
Okay.
All right, so it should work. So other than confirming that the registrant receives the confirmation email, everything looks decent. All right. So you always want to test, because one thing you don't want is you don't want to have a campaign running and then find out that people are not getting the registration confirmation. And sometimes what I do is check my spam box, because sometimes it goes to spam, but that's not the case this time. All right, but that's pretty much it. We'll just keep checking. Man, sometimes I've seen them come like 2 or 3 minutes after, so we'll just wait and see what happens. So you want to recap?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so let's recap. So what we did was, first thing we did, how long did it take us to do that? About a half hour?
Yeah, I
Not that bad, right? First thing we did was we logged into the back end. All right, let's close this out. Save and close. Went to pages. Let me see, update. No, we don't need to do that because it's already updated. So we duplicated it, right? We cloned the page, right? And after we cloned the page, by date. All right, so this is the one that we just created, right? I'm going to change this so we don't forget. That's not the slug. Forget it. Anyway, let's open it in a new tab to make sure that's the right one. That's not it. So where's the one that we duplicated? It should be, go to published. Next page. Here we go, recruiting workshop. So we duplicated it and then we renamed it, right? And when we renamed it, we opened up the live editor. Before we even did that, let's go back 'cause we're going too fast. Before we even did that, we changed the link, right? We renamed it and then we changed the link to recruiting, right? And then we opened up the live editor. Once we opened the live editor, all we had to do is change the language and update the date, put our header in there, and we removed the video and replaced it with an image. And we did some image moving around down here, and everything is drag and drop, so
yeah, that's pretty
it makes it easy.
dry.
Yeah, and just to show you, you can add a lot of different stuff with those snippets that I showed you before. So you can just create a page. You'll have your own blog. Create a page, play with it. Can't break it. So that's the way you learn.
Okay.
All right. So once we got everything set up here, the last and final thing we really had to do after we tested it was we had to change the opt-in form, right? In Infusionsoft. And so we found after we went into Infusionsoft, right? We opened up Infusionsoft in another browser. Now to use Infusionsoft, I'll give you the login, and once you open it up, you look at all your campaigns, copy one that's relative. Okay, and I usually just copy one that uses the same landing page. So I know that it's a pretty simple campaign. You're gonna opt in and go to this registration page. You copy it, rename it, right? And you remember when we did that, the other important thing to remember that we changed was this name here, right? Because that's the name of the list that we're going to look for when we change the name in here. Remember, we changed it here, provider list. All right, we renamed it in Infusionsoft because it was Real Smart Small Biz Workshop before because we duplicated it. And so we changed the name, saved it and everything, and then um, we went back in here, refreshed it all, and then we found the new list. And that's it. Okay? Piece of cake. Let's go back and check and see if our emails arrived yet.
Yeah, my phone vibrated. I'm assuming I got it.
Well, I'm not going to get one probably because I'm already in the system, so it may not even register.
You recorded all that, right?
Yeah, I got it all recorded.
Let me see.
Here we go. So you're in here. See here it says Mike filled out the web form 8 minutes ago. So you should get a confirmation email, and that's your information. And on the bottom, it should show, or maybe I don't have that email set up right.
Because I still didn't get
You
the
still
email.
didn't get the email. So something's not set up right. Because down here it's going to show your submission form that you signed up, notes, most recent activity, follow up, campaigns. That's the campaign that you opted in on. So I don't think we have that follow up form activated. So let's go back and look at that. All right. So let's go back to our campaign. Click on edit, and something is not set up appropriately. So let's look at this. The confirmation email. This is the confirmation email. Thanks for joining, blah, blah, blah. Before we start, please confirm everything there looks good. I think probably what it was, this was in draft.
Okay.
Just remember, you always got to put these there ready.
Okay.
That could have been it. Yeah. All right, cancel. Back to campaign. Now, all right. So we didn't change that. So I think that's probably what it was. See, this one is ready. The other one was in draft. So that's the problem. All right. All right. So let's publish this. So that's why you always want to test. Well, let's run it again. I bet you it'll work this time.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's close this. Let's do it with Dorian's email. Dorian.
Email the tutorial, right?
Huh?
Email the tutorial.
This?
Recording.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, wrong page. I can't opt in here. That's the back end. Nah. Okay, Dorian. Check your phone, Dorian. Make sure you got it. Get the confirmation email. You got your phone? Or you gonna check your? Alright, I'm gonna stop recording this.